plan for today is just to spend hour or two, something like that. I don't know how long this is going to run for. I'm just going to break down and show you. I'm going to break down. No, I'm going to break it down and show you the Moonlight Enchantments that happen, because they're only on. Oh no, they're only on from the 20th and the 21st of every month. Please don't break down. No, hopefully the game will be okay. The bitrate has stabilised, so we're all good. Everything is stable. It says excellent underneath me. So yes, I'm going to show you the Moonlight Enchantments, which are a monthly occurrence on the 20th and 21st. So it just happens that I'm here streaming on the 21st, so I can show you this. And it's kind of like little monthly things where you can pick up quite a few interesting, nice bits that I wanted to show you because they're quite cute and I like them. And yeah, I'll show you where they all are. It's not really a how-to. Yeah. It's not really a how-to. It's more of a I'll show you where they are, and ramble for a little bit, and then we'll get into it. You've already skipped this part of the video anyway. So if you are in Greater Faydark, oh yeah, where are they? There's 5 altogether. I had a list. The list is there's 5 locations. There are Greater Faydark, Antonica, Darklight Woods, Nektulos Forest and Enchanted Lands, and I'll show you all 5. Yeah, there we go. I've made myself a list so I remember, and that just swooped across. Oh, I love it, Discord, thank you. I've got Discord on the other account, not on the other account, the other, what's it called? Monitor, there we go. So yes, it'll flip across occasionally. If I forget where they are, that's where it'll turn up. But anyway, so in Greater Faydark, you want to go to this location, which is the Greater Faydark Nursery. Let me find this on the map. It's up the top. It's where if you went to do a Greater Faydark starter, this is where you end up. I love the music in here. I'm probably talking all over the music anyway, but I like the music in here, and I thought we'll start with the music here, where it's nice and like peaceful. And I'll show you a few tricks and things as well. It's very chill. I do like Faydark for sure. It's got some of the really lovely music. And that's what I was thinking. We'll do that. Yes, so I'm sorry, I clicked on it. No music. So we're going to the Enchanted Fay Grotto first, because it's kind of the biggest one to look at and do. So I'll get the big one done first, and then we'll have a run round all the others. Hopefully the zone saver will work. I did try these earlier today. They worked, and then we had a downtime, and I haven't tried them after the downtime, so we'll see. There it is. If not, I was going to have to start telling jokes, and you don't want that. So the Fay Grotto is the biggest grotto as well. It's actually massive. There are lots of mushrooms around, which is part of why I like it the most. Absolutely massive mushrooms, and all sorts of nice vines, are they called? Oh, we've got cute deer as well. So cute deer, we've got vines, we've got bees. We don't really have a nice music at the moment. I think the music's gone. So you'll run all the way to the back of the zone, and you'll find a pixie growth tender. I'm going to have to do my best pixie voice, aren't I? Greetings, Wanderer. I bid you welcome. Thank you. This place is beautiful. What is it you do here?
Thank you.
I actually said thank you. The Pixie Elder has bestowed upon me an honour most high. I am an overseer of growth. It is my duty to make easy the tasks laid upon the wings of my fellow growth tenders. Oh, that sounds impressive. What tasks are those? those which facilitate growth. Each growth tender is tirelessly employed to ensure that our home remains as beautiful as you have proclaimed it to be. Each bloom upon their stem, each vine, each mushroom, each finger of ivy, endlessly meandering, all must be tenderly coaxed into revealing the very best of themselves. It's a constant, delicate process. Sounds exhausting. Indeed it is, Wanderer, and I am distressed. I have observed the tenders become remiss in their diligence. Oh, is there anything I can do to help? I'm not quite sure what that means. Though the elder does not believe that we require the assistance of the outside world, and I am wary of divulging our secrets to a mortal, you have an aura of trustworthiness about you I can't dismiss. I believe there is a way you may help. Tell me more. I'm having a moment. There is an infusion, a tea, which has the power not only to revitalise weary wings, but also reinvigorate the very soul of a pixie. You'll need to combine the petals of several fay blossoms along with honey made from the nectar of those very same blossoms. Though these ingredients are rare within your realm, I trust you'll find them in abundance within this grove. Yeah, I can do this for you. So we're making blooming good tea. So we need to gather the fay blossoms within the grotto and also collect honey from the hives. So if you haven't guessed, this is a trade skill recipe. And then also there's a second quest from a pixie elder. It says, "Greetings, mortal." Oh, what is this place? This is our hidden sanctuary, and it is indeed a surprise to see one of your kind here. Oh, how did I get here? Your lands touch ours but once a month, when the moons align correctly. Only at these times can a mortal enter our hidden realm. So it's the flittering of wings that's putting me off. You must have stumbled across the entrance by chance. Yeah, by chance, for sure. I think I remember a mushroom ring in a forest. That must have been it. Okay. Can I assist it anyway? And she'll ask me to... we have no real need of help, but if you wish to show your goodwill, you may assist us in replanting some of the short-lived seasonal flowers that brighten up the area each month. Yeah, I'd like that. So that's his quest. So when you do the quests, they will reward you with elemental tokens. And the elemental tokens are very important because you want to give them to the merchants. And each of the 5 zones have a different merchant. So I'll give you a quick look at the merchants as well as we pop into the zones, just to show you what the different zones have. This one here in the Greater Fay has sort of like fay flower type things. That works. So we're talking oh hello, very pretty. We're talking sort of nice flowers here. We're talking the vines as well. Is he going to show me? Yeah. So like vines and things. Fay flower blossoms, those are the ones we're going to be collecting in a moment, but you can actually get yourself a blossom as well if you wanted to pick one up. So if you wanted to make like a garden, these are the areas to do, these 5, depending on which garden you want to create. This is the kind of place to come to. So you can have a really nice fawn plushie, which is like a little deer is what I'm trying to say, and it'll just sort of like move around and things. It doesn't walk, it stays static. It's not a pet, it won't walk around, but it does that kind of swaying around, making itself look as if it's alive. And then also what everybody goes crazy for is the squares. So these can initially be put on the floor of a house. However, if you have the skills and the patience and the know-how, you can put it on like walls, ceilings, create all sorts of loveliness with them. My favourites are probably the hanging vines. Yeah, wow. So you can take one of those houses, one of those blank houses, or even like a place that's just a zone. You may have to start playing EverQuest. Well, download it. Let me know when you've downloaded it, and I'll talk you through everything. You're very welcome. And then we'll have a look through these. Yeah, it's got different shrubs. So you can, like I say, you can take a blank. She's doing it now. It's been done. We've got one, everybody. We've got one. And then we've got a sort of like rough plank squares. We've got sandy squares. My favourite are the horses as well. So you've got a spring strider unicorn. That's easy to say. Spring strider, I can't say it. Spring strider unicorn. And then somewhere, I think it's A because it's autumn, there's an autumn strider one. And that's there. That's kind of a brown one. And I'll show you those in a minute because I've got those. I'll show you the little trick for them. So yeah, loads of vines, trumpet flowers. Where's that really nice? I think it's a wild hanging one. Nope. It might be that wild honeysuckle. Maybe. There's one that's kind of like across the wall and it's got kind of like different tendrils. It's tendrils with vines, isn't it? A wall clinging. That might be it. There we go. Yeah, so you got that one and it kind of anchors itself at the very bottom where it's thickest, and you can kind of rotate it all the way around so that the three spindles are like, you can get them intertwining and all sorts of loveliness. So for sure. So that's all those. Let me show you the autumn strider unicorns. So that because they are, let me show you, sorry. If I go back to them. So if you pay 1 elemental token, you'll get 20 charges, and the charges say they last for 10 days. I'll show you a little trick to make it last longer. And for that, bear with me, I just need to go into my options because I need to turn the mounts back on. So we go to characters and animation and I go to there. I got the pink unicorn, by the way, for Erelisi Day. It's very pink. It's cute. It cost me 300 tokens, but I got there. I was doing so many of that loopy round in Antonica to get the tokens, but there's the pink one. So if you purchase a autumn strider or the spring strider, it'll go into your mount window, and all you need to do is use the appearance. So if I take off the pink and I add autumn strider and then come out and back in, as you can see, I've summoned the autumn strider unicorn and I've still got 19 of them left because I'm only using that as an appearance, whereas actually I'm using a Parade Misty Mustang as my mount. Does that make sense? I love the autumn strider because it makes little leaves. If you run around, you've got like little leaves following where you've been. So if I go around in a circle, you can kind of see them. Hopefully it doesn't make anybody motion sick. And then you can do the same for the spring strider, wherever that one's gone. Do I know my alphabet? Spring strider, there he is. That got into spring strider, yep. You can see I used to have 20 and I bogged it the other way before, and it just used up a charge of it. So there's a character wearing your spring strider unicorn. And it gives you can't really see them, but I swear they're there. It's green leaves on this one, on the spring strider. So there you go. So you can get 2 extra horses or 2 extra horse appearances just by using 1 horse. So there. This is a high elf. She's quite tall, and they will scale with your character. So if you're playing as a dwarf or a gnome or a halfling, it'll be a smaller horse in relation to your character. And then if you've got the ogre or the troll, who are the biggest ones, you'll have a bigger unicorn, obviously. It'll scale for you. You're not going to be like tiny on a small horse or anything like that. You are going to be scaled to your character. Right, so we need to collect flower seeds, and I need to remember how to do these quests now. I used to do them without even thinking. And now I'm like, hang on a second. So we've got the Fay Blossom. That's for the Blooming Good Tea. And then the flower blossoms come from flowers, obviously. That's the honey from the beehives. We'll just collect a little bit more. So there's, you gathered all the ingredients, and then the flowers are, I forget. I like big flowers, I'm pretty sure. I've come up here as if I'm going to show you how everything works, and then I'm like, oh, I don't remember. Beehive, beehive. Does it tell me on the map? Fay Blossom, Hawk Eyrie, Hawks. The hawks are all up there. There's the beehives. They're all. So looking for flowers that will help me. We're doing it live. It is flower seeds, isn't it? What's it say? Oh yes, the Genarian hawks. Okay, it's making sense now. Sorry. We'll cut that bit. We'll come back to it. But yes, it's the hawks. They've eaten the flowers, and then obviously, as all birds do, they have the seeds in their droppings. So we're picking up the seeds that have passed through the hawks. Not the greatest of quests to be doing, but we won't we won't focus on that. It's all for elemental tokens. It's for the vines after all. Oh no, have I just made her do it for the vine reference in 2024? Didn't mean to do that. Gonna go and see the hawks on the other side. So we've got 6 of 8 so far. And then there should be some more hawks up here. It looks a lot more painful when you're running around with a horse on, rather than just you running around at however speed. So we need to plant some more seeds, which if we go to our very full bags, there they are. They're right down the bottom of the bag, bear with me. If we just plant the seeds, doesn't matter where, you can plant them all on top of each other if you want. You're just going to right click, examine, plant seeds. Right click, examine, and plant the seed. There we go, and then we return to the Pixie Elder. It says, greetings mortals, and I say, I finished planting the flowers, and we're rewarded with a token. And it's, thank you for your assistance. Please accept a small token of appreciation. So thank you. Perhaps we'll meet again next month. And then for the Pixie here, there's this flower next to her. So what you're going to do is once you've collected the flowers and the honey, you're going to come to this specific flower here. It looks like a flower. It acts like a flower. It isn't a flower. It's actually a pixie kettle. And if you haven't done this quest before, the recipe will be in your book, or it'll either be in your book or it'll be in your bag. So describe the recipe. You're going to make the tea. You'll have collected all the items. There's no fuels that are needed. It's the honey that's the fuel. And then it's the I don't know what they call it. It's the three. It's not the. It's the. Oh, what am I trying to say? When you're using trade skills that's available for everybody, it's those skills that you use. It's not specific for your class or your trade skill class. So we'll make a tea, and we'll just need another tea. You're right in the wings, aren't you? I'm just going to press buttons so we get through. Do need to say that the Moonlight Enchantments are available for everybody, so you could do it free to play, paid account, whatever type of account you've got, as long as it's in good standing and you can access the service. You should be fine. So I'm going to talk to Adoria. It says, "My sincerest thanks to you, Wanderer friend. Might you be willing to brew some more? I'm unsure as to when another so trustworthy for yourself will happen upon us, and we may yet require more tea." And then you can say, "I'm kind of busy, but if you wanted to," you're installing, oh dear. If you wanted to, you can repeat the quest. So as long as you have the instance, which is open until midnight, I think, or 8 AM Pacific Standard Time. As long as you can get access to the instance, you can craft as many teas and things as you like, and then you can trade them all with the merchant, or you can take them to other places. So that's this one, which is probably the biggest of the instances. Where should we go next? I think next one probably, I'll show you the brownie one, because that's also got the trade skill in there. So we'll go to Darklight Woods and we'll do the brownie one. Because that's got the circlets in it and I like that one. So Darklight Woods, you're going to come, if you come to Darklight Woods, use the Druid Ring. Accessible from anywhere. And you can more or less do it at any level. Just be very careful when you're running around, because these guys are, if you're round about level 11 or below, these guys are aggro. You're not going to hit any guards. These are NPCs. So there's no guards to take you out or anything like that if you are of a Canosian persuasion. So it's here in the Nerian Highlands by the ghoulish Nerians, and on the way up to the Dracotas and the vampires. It's here, so we're just going to click on that. And we're going to find the Brownie Grotto, which is a smaller one. There's not a lot to run around in here. And the zone server's taking its time. It could take a while. I think it's taken about 5 minutes. I think that's the most I've waited for a zone server to turn up. That was way long ago. It's much better now. So you notice we've lost the horse. Oh, you want to offer me a promotion? No, thank you. I'm fine. So we're going to talk to a brownie elder. As you can see, they're brownies, so they're very small. They're wood elves. Are they wood elves or are they half elves? Is it the half elf model, this one? Ooh, I'm falling over. Yeah, I think it's half elf model. It's either half elf or wood elf. Can't remember the model. But yes, they have been shrank down. But yeah. Hail to you too, tall folk. Oh, I've learned. Can I assist in any way? He's going to say, unlikely. Still, if you insist on sticking your big feet into our home, I suppose you can make yourself useful. I see the dancers' flower circlets have wilted and need replacing. You could bring them some flower petals and make more. Well, I'd be happy to help. More flowers. So with this one, it's the flowers here. So we're going to pick those up. I forgot to do the shiny, didn't I? Yes. I'll show you the shinies as well. The one in Antonica is really hard. The one in Greater Faydark is really hard to find. So with the flowers, you're just going to run around and grab these flowers. They are pretty easy to find and pretty easy to collect because you've got quite wide vines to climb up on. And then what you're going to do is find a safe way down. And there's some dancers somewhere. So there's the band. I love this. So you've got the band. So you've got a drummer, you've got a minstrel, another drummer, a piper, and another piper. The pipers don't actually have anything to pipe with. They're just kind of sat there. But yes, these are the brownies you need to find. The dancers. Best to pick where you start and then go round in a circle. So whether it's clockwise, anti-clockwise, whatever. And you're just going to left click on them. So click on 1, 2, 3, 4. And as you can see, he's got like a little circlet now. I don't know. It's really hard to pick it out, but once when you're doing this, you'll be able to see it a lot better than I can show you. But you can just see the little circlets appear on them. There we go. There's one. Final one. There we go. So they've all got circlets on now, and they're all kind of dancing and doing a little brownie dancing. And then head back to the Elder. Hail to you two tall folk. I've said I delivered the petal flowers to the dancers. There we go, elemental token. Thanks for your assistance. Please accept the small token of appreciation. Well, thank you. Perhaps we'll meet again next month. We probably will. I'll show you what the merchant has for sale as well. He's here. So if you miss them, it's usually the one that's talking to you, the one that's sort of shouting out and saying, hey, do you want to do you want to trade? If you click on him, he has more, I think it's more trees and bushes, this one, but I'll show you. So he starts out with sort of a palm tree effect type ones. A few of the places have what's called a circlet of, oh, bear with me, let's try that again. Circlet of some sort of element. You've got, I'll show you the ones, but this is the fire one. There's an earth one, a wind one, and a water one. Obviously, that'll be the ones you can see there. Yeah, it's fine, awesome. So there's the fire one, which you'd think would be a little bit warm on you, but we'll see. This is quite nice, this creeping fingers. If you got the grassy square, it just gives it a little bit of texture on top. So if you got the grassy square to show like your floor being grass, almost like a lawn, this kind of gives it a little bit of a texture on top, if you layer that. And then you got sort of saplings, grasses. There's a Faydark oak tree as well, which is kind of, you can't, it doesn't really, it's bigger than it looks. It's huge. It's absolutely massive. It's a big tree, this one. And then we have circlets as well. So the circlets that we just gave the brownies, we can find them. And if I zoom in on my boobies, there we go. Hopefully you can see them. And so that was the flowering orange one, which is there. It depends on which hairstyle you have and what your model looks like as well. So even though it looks like that and it's cutting into my hair here, if you have a different hairstyle or something, it may not cut through. And it'll look different on each model as well. So you know how Desium, because he's a Karen, it kind of sits on the top of his head. It doesn't go around the middle, the forehead. It's like, what's the anatomy? What's that bit of anatomy there where it's going round? But because I'm a high elf, they tend to have the tiaras and the circlets and things going across the top of the head. Yeah. But it kind of limits what hairstyle you can use, but it kind of makes it look as if it's stuck in there. Almost as if you put the circlet on and then wound the hair around it. What else have we got? We've got Jarsoth Oak Tree. Again, that's a big tree. It kind of loses it in the light, so it's kind of that texture when you have it, when it's out there. But again, it's a massive tree. It's huge. The Lantern of Elemental Fire is a new one. That is just something you can have there. It looks nice in a fireplace kind of effect there. There's the saplings. There's kind of shrubberies. I think you can gather those in some places. There is a savannah tree. They're all different sizes, which is why it's making the dressing room look a little bit weird. And then different saplings. So depending on what sort of tree you fancy, you can come out and have a look at it. So that's verdant lace. You've got a wispy green square as well, a grass square. So if you didn't want to do the lawn, like the squares and then the thing on top, you can just get that square. And then there's like a wooden shingle tile, which I've seen people use this as like to make sheds or little wooden outhouse type things. Really clever stuff. And then there's like little saplings and things. Again, the dressing room throws out all different shadows and everything, so they don't look as dark as they do on screen. But unless I get them there and put them in front of you, I don't think you'd really see see them there. But yes, so that's the Brownie Grotto, which also has a bit of trade skilling as well. So the Greater Faydark and this one in Darklight Woods, the two where you can do a bit more grinding, you can kind of get more tokens if you wanted to. So we're talking to the fawns, and we're saying, "Greetings, outsider. Oh, can I assist in any way? Dancing and singing is thirsty work, and we're always running short on root beer. You're welcome to replenish your supply by brewing up more barrels. Yeah, I'd be happy to help. I'll give you a hand." So he's going to ask us to get some sweet vine roots and some spice bracket fungus. Now the sweet vine roots are these guys here. Look like normal roots. And I'm able to grab loads. So depending on how high or low your harvesting is, it depends on how fast you gather it. And then the spice bracket fungus is these table mushrooms. I don't remember what they call them. There's a name for them. But it's those mushrooms that grow out of the side of trees, like dead trees and things. I watch way too many foraging TikToks. All these different mushrooms and things. You'll take it, you'll sort of scribe the recipe, and you'll take the recipe over to this area here, which again looks like a tree, isn't a tree. You'll click on it and it'll tell you it's a brewing stump. Oh. To make a barrel of strong brew root beer. Confusing, what is tree? It's not a tree, it's a stump. When is a tree not a tree? And then we'll just give it a moment to make these. I don't have enough don't have enough spice bracket. Hang on, bear with me. I haven't got enough yet. Stream my brain. There we go. So brew some barrels of root beer. Follow the quest. Don't assume. Like I say, do as I say, don't do as I do. Anyway, we'll try again. So I'll make some barrels. There's plenty of stuff in the instance. So if you do as I do and just forget to pick up more fungus, it'll be fine. There's plenty of it about. Just give it a second just to... You can come with all your crafting gear on as well if you wanted to and just zoom through it. So if you were doing a moment of like... I don't think you can grind crafting in here. It's not somewhere where you would get many levels, depending on how high you are. But yeah, it's not a... It's only a level 2 quest, so it's not somewhere to... It's more to grind the tokens than the levels. And we'll say, I brewed up some barrels of root beer. Yes, the quest does say go back to the Thorn Eld. I'm just double checking now. So I've brewed up some barrels of root beer for you. And he'll say, thank you. Please accept the small token of appreciation. If you have any time to make any more, please let me know. It'll automatically take you into, I'll be happy to make some more. So just either click off him or press escape. And he'll just sit there with a repeatable quest. These zones are... They will lock... However, they won't lock until you pick up the shiny. So if I show you now, if I do Alt Z, I don't have any lockouts, so none of the zones are locked out. Persistent instances, they're not even persistent. So if I went out and say I wanted to do more crafting, say I did all the crafting and I picked all the sweet vine roots up and all the bracket and fungus and everything, I could zone out, give it a minute or two, and then zone back in again, no problems. All the fungus would have reset, all the sweet vine roots would have reset. And I'll show you what happens when I pick up the shiny. So each zone is going to have one shiny of 5 different collections. Hey Ezra, how you doing? So I've picked up the shiny. And if I go now to persistent, the Enchanted Brownie Grotto is now here. It's now got a duration of 24 days because it comes around every month. So I've now set myself to this instance. So if I wanted to grind... the tokens, this is it. This is how many tokens I could get here. Yes, brilliant, good day. Thank you very much. I hope you're having a good day as well. Hope your day's good. Oh, I've come into the... So that's the brownies. Like you can see, there's plenty of spice, bracket, fungus around. And then to get out, if you wanted to, it's just click on the mushrooms again. Yes, we're looking at cute foresty things. I've got to try and remember when the next one is. I keep mentioning Antonica, don't I? Let's do Antonica. We'll do the dock because it's kind of in the woods, so we'll do that. Cute foresty things, yes. I'll get here. I don't have the... I do have my little autumn... I'll show you the Autumn Strider Unicorn. I think we'll be able to see it a little bit better here. So let me find somewhere where there's a straight run. So the straight line, I'm going to hit auto run. And if I go back, can you see them? You can kind of see them. There's like a straight line of leaves, hopefully. Maybe I should pick the autumn one so you can see that one a bit better. Maybe I'll do that. We'll reset. We'll do a mount swap. We'll do the Autumn Strider. We'll go up to that one. That's flicked it, hasn't it? Yeah. So there's the Autumn Strider one. And then hopefully, yeah, you can see those a little bit better. The red and orangey gold leaves. It's kind of been... That was a tent. Can't see where I'm going. But yes, that's the, you can see, you'll leave a little trail of not flowers, little trail of leaves wherever you go. So the Antonica one is an Archer's Wood. So if you remember when I was doing the Claymore monument up here, you can find it here, and it's this bit in Archer's Woods. If you come in during the day, it's okay. At night, it's a little bit dodgy because of the gnolls that are around. However, as long as you're sort of over level 20, it should be okay, fingers crossed. If not, just run towards the thing and just click rapidly till you get this, so it zones you in. And then you should be okay. Oh, sorry, my nose is running. How are we doing? Yeah, we're doing alright. I remember which one this is. I always forget which one's a which. And it's only catching nose before it gets away. I know it's running, isn't it? It's just me looking as if I'm like stomping my nose. Yes, this is my favourite as well. This is also a favourite one of mine because it's all sort of waterfalls. If I zoom in, there's a pond at the bottom. And then it's just sort of that sort of waterfalls. Yeah, I love it. If I could live in here, I'd live here, I think. So it's to do with the tree spirits. So these are your dryads. The sort of ladies made out of trees. This sort of the lore behind that is these girls here. One with the nature and one with trees. Well, I'll show you how expensive the real estate is first. We've just got to clean up a little bit first. So we talk to the tree spirit elder. It's always an elder of some sort. Bixie elder, brownie elder, that sort of thing. And so, can I assist in any way? So the quest is called Pollution Problem. And we do actually have a reoccurring problem at present. Pollution from your realm is slowly seeping into ours and aggregating in the lower levels here, where it's making some of us ill. If you could investigate the problem, it would help. Yeah, I'd be happy to assist. So this is one of the first ones where we'll actually need the pet because it gets a little bit... I think this is one of the ones where we need to fight. So those first two, if you notice, there was no fighting whatsoever. It was purely pacifisty, peaceful type thing. Down here, we've got to deal with a little bit of pollution. And it puts up a bit of a fight. So we'll head down. There is an easier way down, obviously. However, I want to show you the merchant. Here she is. So she's kind of tucked away halfway round. So we kind of came up their direction, like straight through the middle there, and we're looking down here, so it kind of circles round. Anyway, so this girlie has more watery, so we're talking corals, conches, mussel shells, that sort of things for sale. So if you wanted to do, I showed you the fish tank. I'm pretty sure that sort of entrance where there was loads of fish tanks all over the place. You'll probably recognise some of the pieces from there. Oh, that was a good one to start with. So it's like an upside down abalone shell. When these were first introduced, just a little segue, these shells were used a lot of like sinks in bathrooms. There's like a grizzly plushie, some random stuff in here. So you got the grizzly, which is the bears, and then you got the bamboo bear plushie, which is a little panda. The brazen basin. Oh no, the effect you can't quite tell because it's the dressing room, but it's going to be like a glass effect, so you can tuck something in there if you wanted to. It's like a barrel. There's a lily pad. There's a conch shell, which I'll show you. It's very bright, but it looks like a conch. So much decor, as Cleo says. You could literally spend all your time decorating houses and not playing any of the other parts of the game. There's a separate game within EverQuest 2 where you just decorate 100%. you just find houses that you like and you just decorate. There's events and the community. There's like a whole community of decorators here in EverQuest too, and that's all they do. And they have competitions within themselves, and they decorate for themes for holidays. I've only just touched the surface by showing you this. This is where you get all the items from. But yes, at some point I'll go and do a deep dive into the decorating, the home show events. It's an obsession. So there's different coral. Here we got the other crown as well, which is the crown of the wellspring. Sorry, boobies. Which is like water here, because obviously we're in a water state. I think glistening basin. Yes, this has been used for bathrooms before. Again, it's water. Where it's showing you, I don't know why I'm pointing, I've got a mouse. Where it's showing you that you can kind of see through the dressing room to the particles behind me, this would be water. It doesn't really walk. You want that crown? Yes, for sure. The crown, is it? It is heirloom, so I can't buy it for you, unfortunately. However, we can work a way of getting you in here and sorting it for you. If you wanted to do more of an alien-esque kind of place, there's that. There's a brain coral. I think, no, you wait for it. There's different shrubs. And then you've got more tiles. So you've got the sort of tiles that look good on top of other tiles. Misty fog ones. Just be careful, because they do only go one direction. And if you're like me and you just stick about 4 or 8 of them, you've got ones going in different directions all over the place, and you're like, oh no. I'm now going to figure it all out. There's an oyster shell, which again was used as a sink. A salmon coral cluster. All sorts. Sparkly water tile, which again you can't see because water doesn't show up in the dressing room for some reason. However, it does look as if it's got water. It's got like little wavy spots of water. I'll try not to show you too much water. She says there's watery platforms and watery tiles, but it won't show you any of those. Is it going to work? Yes, it's not going to work. But yes, and then there's different lily pads. So if you wanted to create like a little pond effect, 100% you can do that, no problems. So that's your trader down there, your merchant. Carry on down a little bit, and I'll show you how to clean up the pollution. I'm just going to set the instance as well by picking up the shiny. Oh, it's one I haven't got. Go me. So you're going to find the manifestations of pollution. And they're just going to be wandering around. You're just going to smack them a little bit. Very easy to do. The hardest part is finding them. It really is. It says 4 already. If you can see another one somewhere. There one, I think. Yeah. Keep trying to give them. Let me move that out of the way. There we go. Right, so that's going to move up, and what we're going to do is clean the water sprites. Now if you can see, this tainted tree sprite is a little bit different from the ones upstairs that we were talking to earlier. So we're just going to right click or left click. No, I need to gather. Hang on, I've skipped a spot. I'm so good at this. Now what we need to do first is find the water sprites, which is the doom squall-esque looking pieces of water. It would help if I looked at the quests. Never mind. They do move around a little bit, so you may find ones that you've already clicked on recently. There he is. There he is. He's gone in the water. So there's collecting the water sprites. Now we need to cleanse the tainted tree spirits. So we're going to click on the ladies. And she's going to say it's going to move it into a cleansed tree spirit. And she's going to feel so much better. And then we just need to find 4 more. So there's 1. There she goes. There's 3, 4, and 5. And they feel much better now. And we're going to head all the way around. All the way back up to the top. Do ignore the map. The map is showing you a different zone. We're sort of running around one part of a larger map. Which I don't remember which one it is. But yeah, and we're going to go back to the Elder. And we're going to say, I believe I've cleaned up all the pollution for now. And she's going to say, thank you for your assistance. Please accept the small token of appreciation. Thank you. Perhaps we'll meet again next month. Yeah. So that's the 3. We've done Greater Faydark. We've done Darklight Woods. And this one is Antonica's. So we're going to move on to, I think, Neck Forest, maybe? We've got Neck Forest and then the Enchanted Lands. Those are the 2 left. So we'll have a look at Neck Forest next. Neck Forest, if you can get to the Altarian Spire, so whether you use the thing that I'm using because I'm paying for an account, or if you can get to the Wizard Spires and use that and just go to the Altarian Spires because that's the closest part. If you end up at the Bell, best place to go is take the Griffin from either the Dock or the Common Lands, as if you're heading to Enmar's Ascent. And then just jump when you get to this part here. Oh, that's Dr. Acula. Yeah, you're going to see weird stuff going on. So you were looking for here. It's not too far away from the spire. That's where you end up in the spire. There. And then you just come forwards a little bit towards the north. And you find the enchanted mushroom ring there. This is your mushrooms, I think. Or is this the crystals? I think this is crystals. But there's mushrooms all over the floor in here. Pretty nice mushrooms. I like them here. These are the nice ones. Mushrooms, big capital letters. So these are the cute mushrooms here. And then your merchant is the easiest one to find because you zone in and then he's there straight away. He says, hey, you got any pretty rocks? I'll trade for them. And yes, he's got mushrooms and crystals, so we'll have a look. Excuse me. So he starts with the amethysts, which are, I mean, I don't think they're technically what amethysts look like in real life. However, it's a purple crystal, therefore equals amethyst. I don't think this is how amethysts really look in real life. Someone will tell me if not. There we go. And then there's a stone cluster, which if you've been around harvesting, you'll have seen these as ore rocks somewhere around. And then you've got just different coloured stones. There's an aventurine crystal, I think that's how you say it, which is kind of a greeny crystal, same as the amethyst, but just coloured differently. So, bit we've all been waiting for, the mushrooms. So we're starting with the glowy mushrooms. These ones are really pretty. I do adore these ones. They kind of glow in the dark as well. Yes. See if you can find any more mushrooms for you. I'm not going to try and pronounce how these things are called. These are kind of like your plain little mushrooms if you wanted to dot them around like a bottom of a tree or something and make them a little bit smaller. There's a crimson version of the other one. So you've got this one, which is kind of a red coloured. And then where was the other one? That one. The thumbral one. There, the azure one. Hi y'all, hello. How are you doing? I haven't seen you for ages. I hope you're well. I hope you're alright. Last time I spoke to you, you weren't... Yes. We're looking at mushrooms. We've got a crown of the earth spirit. I'll show you the crown as well. I don't know if you're... boobs. It's not the best of the crowns. It's got kind of like a crystal-y effect going on. I don't particularly like it. It could look better on like maybe a dark elf necromancer style if you were going down that way. Yeah, if you do kind of like it, could work on sort of a darker looking character, so somebody who is a little bit more towards sort of I say necromancer only because you sort of get the darker robes as a necromancer you're soldering through. I'm good, thank you. I'm good, thank you for asking. Glad to hear you're still you're still around. So yeah, so that's sort of there. Mushrooms, more mushrooms. There is there's one called a dying thrumbal mushroom, which that looks as if it's been past its best. If you were foraging, you'd be like, maybe not. It looks a bit sweaty, this one. It looks like it's off. There's an emerald one. That is, I like that one. I do like that one. That is very nice. So you've got like a collection. You've got an emerald one. There's a crimson one. And then you've got your azure one. You've blue. Oh, insomnia. Oh gosh. Oh, hearts. No, I know how that feels. I can relate to that for sure. I'm glad you're around though. Much appreciated. Thank you for dropping in. It's really nice to see you. There's a golden one for you, Clea. You'll love that one. They do look nice together. The red and the gold look nice together. And then if you have like an occasional green or blue. Yes, mine. There's a couple more crystals as well. So you've got that, which I think you can kind of see it behind me. I don't know why I'm pointing. Stop pointing, it throws you back. But you can kind of see them in the corners there. Oh dear. And then these ones are ones that you see when you have to pick up crystals and things. Those are the ones you normally see running around. There is the Lantern of the Earth Spirit, which is a little bit bright, but it kind of goes with the Lantern of the Fire. I think I showed you that one. Hopefully I showed you that one. I'm not going back if I didn't. A few more mushrooms. Oof. That's kind of a small little, like, you can make like a little table. You could do like a table of it. For sure. And then there's got another one of those little ones that looks really cool in like a bottom of a tree. More ones. More ones got a bright blue. Depending on how much. If you wanted to do like a cave, that would be a nice one to have next to the glowing crystals. And then a mature purple, which I think that's the bigger ones there. I think that's those. I'm pointing again. There's mossy blue. Oh, they look dark. There's like a trio of them. You see them in Darklight Woods quite a bit, where the fungus guys live. They're around. There's a mossy red as well. The exact same ones. That's as far out as it'll go. So if you imagine there's a round bit to the mushroom. Yes, a bit of a dark decaying mushroom, like a little, like a witchy, cottagey, swampy kind of vibe. You could do that for sure. What other ones have we got? Oh, that's kind of a cute one. If I sort of angle it. Obviously it comes 3D. The dressing room is just 2D, so you can angle it and move it around and make it bigger, smaller, however you want to do it. Hello HC, welcome in, thank you. Glad you're here. And then this is your normal, I say normal, this is the original sort of little mushrooms that you'd see everywhere. You can see it in that, in the right hand corner there. Scorched Parasol, I think this is going to be, yes, that one's had a bit of a fire go through, burn through, if you wanted to do something like that. What other ones we've got? We've got sharp blue crystals. Oh, that's cool. So you could sort of, they're on an angle already, but if you wanted to, you could have them sort of jutting out from a bit of a rock or something. You could probably do some of these. Not maybe that one. Maybe more this one. You could sort of have them almost side by side or inside each other, all sort of like making strange, what am I trying to say, different levels and things. A yellow parasol one, that's a cute one, I like that one. And then finally I think we've got the last one, which is a young purple one, which again I think you can see, yes, you can see, oh she's going forwards, so that's how big they get. Let me get rid of this guy. So we kind of know what mushrooms we're looking at. So that was it there. And then the boulders, we saw the boulders. And you can stick the mushrooms on top, but you can like sort of make it as if it's one thing. It's like a big mushroom, a boulder, and the mushroom spores have sort of fallen and created more mushrooms. That sort of thing. Make them there. But yes, and then this is how big those crystals get, and then the mushrooms just keep going. They just keep going and going. They'll go absolutely massive. You can create like a little, you can almost create this sort of an area really. Just find yourself a little cave. Little instance of a cave, and then just make yourself a little home. So we'll see what these guys have asked for. So we'll talk to the nature spirit elder. They're all elders, and we'll say, can we assist in any way? So he's asked me. So he says, we have. I don't know how a earth spirit would sound like, but we have no real need of help. But if you wish to show your goodwill, you may assist in some of our work. I'd like that. So he's asking me for dig up the compost to release the earth spirits and fertilise the soil nearby. So these, yes, compost heap. There we go. Always look to see what's different. Once you've picked a quest up and it's asking you to do something, have a run round, see if anything's changed. Looking at the compost heaps. Again, I think this is one of the ones where you don't have to fight. There's no attacking or anything, so you could do this at whatever level you fancied, really. It's just getting to it, that's the problem. In Nektulos Forest, it's a little bit dicey. So we'll go and speak to the elder. And we'll say, we've done it. I finished spreading the compost heaps. Done. Thank you for your assistance. Please accept the small token of appreciation. I say thank you. Perhaps we'll meet again next month. And I've noticed the guy in the back here. Sorry, the lady in the back. I do apologise, Shasta. I didn't realise you were call it the rendering distance. Well, hello. Fancy meeting you here. Come to study the mysteries of the Enchanted Zygote Grotto, have you? Well, I guess you could say that. Wondrous place, this grotto. This what the grotto is. About once a month, everything really springs to life. Rarely a dull moment, and always plenty to study. No better nourishment for the curious of heart. I say, oh, what I wouldn't give to nourish my rumbling tummy. You don't have any food? Well, of course I have food. What kind of intrepid researcher would I be without a healthy supply of rations? Between you and me, though, they aren't very tasty. And well, all these mushrooms are giving me a hankering for my grandmum's famous candied mushroom tart. Famous candied mushroom tart. That sounds interesting. Why don't you just make one for yourself? I suppose I could, but don't you think it might be a bit, well, rude to go around plucking up mushrooms left and right? I've got to spend a lot of time here and I don't want to ruffle any, spores? Feathers? I can see that, I guess. How about I collect the ingredients for you and whip up the tarts myself? You'd do that for me? Oh, that would be wonderful. Here's a copy of Grandmum's secret recipe. You should be able to find everything you need right here in the grotto. Alright, I'll be back soon. Comforting confections. So it's another one of these crafting, gathering stuff quests. So we're looking for mushrooms, which there's plenty around. I don't know if you've noticed them. I don't know if you can tell, there's plenty of mushrooms here. Oh, we don't need them anymore. We want sugar crystals, which I'm guessing... Could that be those? Yes, here we go. Sugar crystals, we'll grab them. That's the ones. And then somewhere near here. See, now this looks like a campfire that you would actually cook on. Oh, I'm too far away. Too far away. There we go. Candied mushroom tart. On a campfire. There we go. Don't worry about the recipe having like a little bit of a resort while it was thinking about where to find the recipe. It's just realising that it's just the one recipe you can cook on this thing. Did my loyalty points just turn up? Yeah, I thought so. I was like, something changed. That wasn't there before. What happened? I'll do the second one. Unfortunately, you can't blueprint these. They won't allow you to make a blueprint. So we'll go back to it. Ooh. Golly, thank you, Yvette. Those look really... those look good enough to eat. But I really ought to let them cool before digging in. Say, I don't know how much longer I'll be here. You wouldn't want to make some more, would you? No, thanks. But again, that's the third one where you can grind tokens. So if you wanted to, you could camp in here, grind, take all the mushrooms, grab a load of tokens, and then go and talk to the merchant. And as long as you didn't pick up the... So I've picked up the shiny in 2 places. I've been the brownie and the dryad grove. So as long as I don't pick up that shiny, I can pop in and out of this little area for as long as I want. I will pick it up though, I'll show you what it is. It's a red wriggler for the moonlight worms. I've got a few quest collections to hand in because they've... I don't know if it's still available or not, but they broke the... I say broke. The newest collections that you handed in for the Dark Pour in February. If you handed them in, you didn't get the reward. So I've just been waiting to hand in collections. Right, so the last one is Enchanted Lands. And again, if you can get to the Enchanted Lands and you can get to the Altarian Spire, so I'll show you that actually. We'll do it the old-fashioned way. It's a bit more zoning, but we'll do it the old-fashioned way. There we go. So you're on the live server. You come to the Altarian Spires. Click on it, it'll give you all the different places where the Altarian Spires exist. You'll click on Enchanted Lands, you'll click on Next. It takes you. So it's only like a 2-second extra, it's like an extra zone. That's it really. You'll end up in Enchanted Lands. Now as long as you are aware... Not too bad. I know, exactly, yeah. It's, yeah, you're not really... You can kind of plan out where you need to be. And before they put in the bell at the nursery for Greater Faydark, that was the longest run. Because you had to go from the Druid ring in Greater Faydark all the way through that tunnel back to the nursery. So that was the longest run, really. All the others are either nearer bells or near Druid rings or these Altarian spires. So you're in the Altarian spire and you'll go over the hill and you're there. There they are. The only thing to watch out for is these fairies will be fine. They won't. They'll be, you know, if you attack them, they'll attack you back. But they are not aggro to anybody. It regards you as an ally. The only bit that's red is because I don't receive any reward because I'm level 120 odd, whatever. The ones to look out for are the very mischievous maidens, who usually hang around after, more towards the docks. There's one. The very mischievous maiden. Here she is. She will be aggro to everybody. Yeah, so this creature glares at you threateningly. So she's level 31. So anybody... Oh, she stopped. She's done that little thing again. Wait, she's T-posing. Hang on. There she goes. We got it sorted. But she's the only one. So as long as you're careful going back towards the dock, if you need to go to the dock afterwards, she's normally around. I go back to the Enchanted ring. Ooh. That's a froglocky sort of what would you call it? Concept art? I think it's concept art, isn't it? Where they draw up different patterns and designs for what could go into a zone. Yes, that's it. Brilliant, thank you. Much appreciated. But yeah, you can see sort of the splash pages as we go into different zones, and they'll show us different concept arts depending on the expansion that we're in. So this is probably the toughest one for battling. So if you're not very good at fighting or anything, this is probably the tougher one, because these guys will always be aggro, the mosquitoes. I'll show you that in a minute. I'll pick up the quest and I'll show you the merchant. So the booby lady, sorry, the Naiad late elder, says, "Greetings, Trotter. Can I assist in any way? We have no real need of your help, but if you wish to show your goodwill, you may assist in some of our work." I'd like that. Naiad aid. As you may have noticed, the mosquitoes are a small annoyance here. They lay their eggs in the stagnant water of the pitcher plants and breed extremely rapidly. Fortunately, the fern seeds contain a natural pesticide that can control their population. Oh, I think I can get your drift. I'll get right on that. Booba respectfully be staring at the boobas. Respectfully. So the merchant is here. So if you come to the elder, there's normally that one mosquito. So if you're just here for the merchant, just that one mosquito is going to be an issue. That one I killed off earlier. So we're going to talk to the merchant. And she's got... I think it's more swampy stuff for her. So it's more sort of ferns and things like that. Things that you'd see around about waterways. So marshes, ponds, swamps, that sort of thing. Also fish. So we got a stingray fish. Let's make a swamp. Indeed, make a swamp for sure. We got a stingray. The barracuda, which I think, like I say, there's there was like a whole load of like an aquarium with all the different fish in there. We've got a blue frog. They are very noisy. You can probably hear the swamp frogs in the background. If you do get one of these plushies, they are very noisy. I'll tell you that now. They won't shut up. There's no way to make plushies shut up, unfortunately, or pets, or different effects that happen. So what do we have? Froak indeed, Froak. Lots of Froaks. So there you got like your cattails if you wanted to make a pond, or a swamp. So we have the circlet again. This one's the Eternal Gale, so it's wind, obviously. Baldur's Gate 3 people are like, what? Eternal Gales? But yeah, so you've got that sort of... It's quite a pretty one. It's got almost sort of... when you got those dandelions, and they've turned to that sort of fluffiness, they've got kind of that coming off them at the top. We've just got a person walking around as well. There's a few different cacti as well. This is kind of like a catch-all for everything. There's a bit of ferns. There, you don't remember the crown. I think the crowns are new, because I don't remember them either. Enchanting Updraft. I don't know what this is. Oh yes, place this shell in your house or guild hall and watch an enchanting updraft swell around it. So I'm assuming it makes like a little... There's an effect somewhere perhaps. There's ferns, which are not showing very well. They're not being picked up, but there isn't... It does have like... It will be a bit lighter when you put it down on the floor. The lady walking past me is just putting me off all the time. There's different shrubberies. There. A bit of a grotto fern. Hollow log, which is quite interesting. I quite like the hollow log. She's watching me. She is. She's making sure I pay for everything. It's taking a long time to have a look at browsing all the goods. She's just keeping an eye on me. Here's the lantern of the Eternal Gale. You can probably see them a little bit better, the dandelion bits floating around. But that's what you've got coming off the crown. There, these bits that are floating around. Yeah, it's very nice, very pretty. Make something really nice with that. Large mossy log is another one. So you could go completely all out. You could go like sky's the limit. The only limit is the item count really in a house for what you wanted to create. You can create shrubs, a lizard tongue. It's all very sort of reminds me of very sort of Jurassic era. However many, if you wanted to sort of create like a primordial swamp type thing. That's what this place reminds me of. There are potions. I didn't show you the other ones that could turn you into the dryads, but these are the ones to turn you into a naiad. If I say it quick enough, nobody's going to understand what I'm saying. So you can have that one. You can have the different version of them. It's one with like a gold effect. Hotties, basically, yes. Turn you into a hottie. Different fern there. That one you can kind of see where it's like it's almost like those flat pieces that would sort of slot together when you were building things. I don't know if you had those when you were a child, or if you have these now, where you're building something and it's just like two pieces that you kind of create like a 3D effect with. We've got a pitcher plant. So definitely heading towards sort of those sort of vibes. What else have we got? Rhododendron. More logs. So there's different... what's a scrub thistle? Oh, interesting. Okay. A smaller mossy log. So it's like the 3 different logs in different... So you could have them sort of stacked near each other if you wanted to create like a log pile or something somewhere. We're getting into more saplings and seedlings. Swamp reed. Oh, that's fun. That's a nice one. You could almost do like not. It's not called a spider plant. It's the other one that sticks up like that, and people have it in like little pots. And it'll come to me eventually, but it's that one that sort of purifies the air and things that people have in their homes. There's like a root. I think this is the one I like, the tricoloured leaf tree. That's a nice one. Because it's small enough that you could pop it somewhere, but then it's got quite a lot of foliage around it. So that's quite nice. I like that one. And then you just got, if you want a random... If you didn't want that, you could probably hide the brighter bit somewhere. But I quite like that there's flowers around the bottom of that, and then it's got kind of like a overhanging, almost sort of feathery, shrubby effect. And then if you wanted, there's a weird egg. I was looking at this earlier today, and I was like, what is this? It's just a random strange egg with like things coming out of it and just randomness. But yes, that's been put in there for reasons. Did we do that one? Yeah. Odd. There's very strange things in there. It's like some of the devs are like, okay, we've got this asset, we'll just throw that in. And then we've got this one and we'll just throw that in there. Doesn't really make a sense. Yeah. I don't know. So, we need to gather fern seeds. Give them everything. Indeed, exactly. Give everything. So we'll go down and you don't need the mosquitoes, but they are a pain in the bum. What we're looking for is these things here, which I think... I've seen one of them on one of the merchants somewhere. You can kind of make your way around, but the mosquitoes will see you. Oh, nearly went past it. Any more? Again, it's quite a small instance once you get down here. The mosquitoes will respawn. They don't respawn for a few minutes. But I've tested it and they will come back. They should spawn to your level as well. So I know they look really high, but I am a high level character. So whatever level you are, they'll spawn at an appropriate level for you. You won't be running around trying to battle 121 ones. 6. He's trying and hide from me. You can just hear the frogs everywhere. He's there. Oh, hang on. Let me just cure myself. Because you can kind of hear him. And then he shuts up as he moves. And then when he stops, he starts again. No, not the sprite. 9. Should be another one somewhere. Is that it? There. So if you want to, you can go around killing them. So now I need to drop the fern seeds into the pitcher plants that the mosquitoes lay their eggs in. Which are... Well, I thought it was these guys. Have I got to go up to the top? Is there an order to these things? It used to be them. Show myself here now. There's the one that's got... How odd. Did I break it? Oh. Okay. But yeah, it's those guys. How strange. Is there a slight lag, or is it me? Anyway, yeah, it's these pitcher plants. So the pitcher plants that we saw in the merchants thingy. Done that one, haven't we? No, yeah. This is very confusing. Normally there are a lot more, what's it than that? Yeah, 9. And now I've got to find the last one. Oh, and there's a mosquito backing up. There's number 10. There we go. So it's not too bad. It's just a bit of running around a little bit. Yes. Yeah, so the mosquitoes that I've killed earlier, they've all came back. So the amount of time it took me to have a look at everything on the merchant, go down, run round, collect everything, come back up again, they've respawned. So what's that, 10 minutes or so? Something like that. I placed the pesticide in the pitcher plants. That's a lot of peas. Thank you for your assistance. That should reduce the mosquito population for a time at least. Please accept this small token of appreciation. Well, thank you. Perhaps we'll meet again next month. Lots and lots of peas. Indeed. So that is the that's pretty much it really. That's all of them. Was there anything in particular anybody wanted another look at while I've got them here for another, they're not here for another month now. I did want to go back and look at any of the mushrooms or the vines or anything like that. No, zone out. If not, I'll see if I can. Don't know if it's still in the guild hall or not. We had a druid grotto in the guild hall, and I don't know if I can get to that or not. See if I can. Thought I saw a shiny, but obviously not. Oh, there's roses. A rose? Yeah, I'm just going to grab a rose while I'm here. Still El Resi Day for a little while longer. I don't know how long that's going to carry on for. I think it's finishing today, I want to say. So yes, what can you do with all these pieces that you've picked up, and what you're going to do with them? So if you want, I'll show you my guild hall, which I've added a few bits and bobs. Hopefully it's still there. If not, I might have packed it up, I can't remember. But I've had a go at putting some of the pieces around and on the wall. If you want, I'll show you that for the next 10 minutes or so that I've got left, just to show you what is available, what sort of things you can do with decorating and things. I've got to remember how to do it now. There's a housing thing somewhere. Oh, there's a call. What a call to the guild hall, of course. Yay! So what I'll do. Tour time. So this was done a few years ago. I'll start the excuses now. We did it on an elements theme, so the 4 elements. So you've got wind, water, fire, and air in a sort of in the foyer area. No disclaimers. Oh, I'm not allowed disclaimers. Okay, fine. No disclaimers. The music is a little bit... I get annoyed by the Guildhall music, so do let me know and I can turn down the music for the Guildhall. But it's very pomp, is the Guildhall. So this is probably your best thing that I can show you for what to do with some of the pieces that we've picked up from the tokens. Already impressive. Thank you, much appreciated. So I showed you the watery tiles, and it didn't look like anything because of how the dressing room works. So this is what the watery tiles look like. So it's not the blue mosaic underneath, that's a separate tile. But then you've got the watery starry tiles, which are making the little effects head up. So there's two tiles on top of each other there. There's a blue mosaic tile, and then there's the starry one. And then next to it we did, so that's the water, obviously. Next to it we did grass, like earth, grass, ground, whatever you want to call it. Obviously it wouldn't be earth because we're a Norath, so probably ground, perhaps. So we did so it's not the grass tiles, it's that shaggy sort of grass tile that I showed you, that second one, which we put on the wall, and then we used the vines on top, those sort of 3 vines, so that sort of work together. And then in places we took the butterfly from Erelisi Day and the butterfly tile and put that on top, so it just kind of gives like a little butterfly effect. Yes, sorry, there's a butterfly one in the middle, and then the 2 on the top and bottom is a firefly, so you can see like little yellow spots of the fireflies. It's probably more of a one there for you. And then we did, bear with me, that's the portal there. We did so a sky one here, I think. If I examine, there's a cloudy square. Oh, that's bright. So again, things in the dressing room may not appear how they appear. So this is a cloudy square. We've just put cloudy squares, and you can see it's kind of moving. So to try and get them all moving in the right direction was a little bit trickier than you think. There. This one is 3 pieces. So we've got the red tile underneath. There's the red misty moving tile, which was in the same as the cloudy and the fog tile. And then there's like a blazing fire one on top. Let's see if we can see what that is. So we've got a misty red tile. That's that. And it's see-through. Underneath, is it going to show me? No, it's just catching the misty tile. Let's see if I can catch it. No, it's just catching the misty red. Ah, flaming whirlwind, that's what we want. Stop it. So that's what that's what they look like. They're like whirlwind tornadoes. And what we've done is instead of it being like that, we've flipped it and put it on the wall. So it's almost like you picked it up from the top, went thump, thump, put it on the wall kind of thing. So yes. And that's 2 of those just sort of sunk back into the wall, just so it gives that effect there. And then if I show you the Druid Grotto as well, it's a really cool effect. It really is. I wanted 4, but looking as if they were matte, like, because obviously fire is a little bit harder to do, because obviously you can do fire, but it's all campfires, and it was a little bit harder to try and get a fire effect. It didn't look right when it was just because we had it with the red for ages, and it just looked it looked too much like the cloudy squares were kind of merging into each other, if that made sense. It was just kind of a different thing. But yeah, I'm really impressed with those 4. There. And then if you want, I'll show you the Druid Grotto as well, which I am really happy with. Hopefully we can get to it. Yes! So this is my Druid Grotto. Unfortunately, she's out at the moment because we haven't paid for her to sit in the guild hall. She would be sitting there, and there would be like a little druid in the middle of all these, the butterflies and things. But we've kind of left. We haven't used the druid in the Druid Grotto for a while. So you've got the cattails there that we looked at. These are the same vines that are on the wall up above that I've just showed you, but we've made them bigger. So you can make everything bigger or smaller, however you want to do it. So this is really huge vines. These are the wall clinging vines. Those ones. You can kind of throw them into the wall itself and build the wall around it. Just don't look too hard. There's some gaps where you're like, oh, it looks a bit dodgy. So we did like the water as well. We have like there's like, so underneath you've got the sandy tiles, which were from one of the merchants. And then I think this is the water tile. Watery platform, that was also in the merchant's thing. So it just kind of looks like that. So we've kind of hidden... keep smacking my microphone, sorry. We've hidden the ring around and just kind of sunk it into the water a little. Sunk it into the water. Sunk it into the rocks. Kind of there. So it's kind of huge if you think about how... I think we've hidden everything really well, but it would come out to sort of here-ish. It would be a round circle. Did we show anything there? No, I think we hid that as well there. And then there's Fey Blossoms. So when we started in I keep saying Antonica. When we started in Faydark, I showed you the Fey Blossoms, the ones that we were going to be using. That's those there, which we've just kind of dotted around there. And we've given, so the druid would be sat there in the middle of all the butterflies, so it just kind of gives you a little focal point. And we tried recreating the druid ring. You can get actual druid rings from the merchants in the city. However, when we spread them, hey. When we tried to get it to enlarge to the size that we wanted it to fit in here, it was too big. It looked as if it was actually going into the wall, and it was clipping and all sorts of randomness. So we came up with our own version, which is just these pillars, which I think can be made. Yeah, made by somebody. So they're just sand-worn pillars. It's just that. And we've placed them inside a Fey Arbor. So it's that. So it's those bits at the bottom. And you can kind of see it. You can kind of see them. They're kind of growing around. It's almost as if they're growing around the pillars. It does kind of look a bit janky when it clips out of the pillar. But it does kind of make sort of almost like a little archway. And then twines above. We just did a couple of those with the different pillars sticking in and out at different sizes. And then just kind of covered it with flowers as well. So you've got these ones, which are the potted purple lilies. So if you have a look at those again are made by crafters. And you just got them in a tub, which you can kind of see over my shoulder there. There's like a little tiny bit. But we sank that and then placed this carpet over the top, which is just these grassy squares, I think. Oh, that's a rough stone bench. Hang on. That's that bit. Excuse me. The grassy squares. So there, that's a grassy square. So it's gone absolutely massive because you can see how the texture's kind of a little bit blown out. Uh, we were working with a limited space of number space here. And then what we did was we used the grassy square tile and then added the grassy knoll of butterflies on top. So that's what that the dressing room's going to be playing an arse with it. But you can kind of see it. I think there's a couple. It's like it's either a couple next to each other or it's 4 in a square. I think it's 4 in a square. I think I put some firefly ones. You can get so creative. I mean, this is just me playing around. People have created their own houses. I haven't even started on the building blocks or anything like that yet. So this is just within an empty space for the hall. And that's the deer that you could pick up there, the little one. The bigger one is from somewhere else. I think it's the Erelisi Day stuff. You can pick them up from. And then that's a Fey lamppost, which if you do the Faydark Greater Fey area questing, it'll be in a reward from one of the quests. But a lot of the Fey stuff has got those as rewards. Is the Anthenium up? I'm going to see if the Anthenium's up, because that's the books. Because that's the other way. You could do... one of our guildies wanted to collect every book in the game and wanted to do every weapon that you could get and all sorts of things like that. So we kind of created like a trophy room. So that's the Athenium. Oh, we don't have it up. Ah! Oh no. So I'm showing you behind the scenes. So this is what the guild hall looks like before you put anything in there. It looks like we haven't actually got the Athenium. We haven't got space for that. That was like a circle of bookshelves. All sort of like a domed effect. We snuck in. What is it? What's the Wizard of Oz? Is sneak behind the curtain or something? I'm not quite sure. I don't remember. Yes, if that was... I'll see if I can dig that out and show you that, because that's all files. But yeah, this is so that's behind the Druid Grove. The grotto's in there. And for some reason we have a mannequin. Interesting. But this is what the guild halls look like before they get decorated, before you do anything with them. And then if I sneak back this way, if I move that, jump through, hit escape so it goes back. There we go, we're back in the entrance. We made it. Yes. Oh, someone. Cascade, thank you very much. Welcome in, welcome. Thank you for joining us. Yes, and then normally what we use the guild hall for is your crafting room. So it's a big... We just made a crafting hall for this place. It's kind of a work in progress. I got some of the pictures, not all of the pictures. That is... Someone's going to tell me. That's from EverQuest 1, I think. It's either Lucklin or Plains of Power. Someone's going to... Does it tell me? Shadows of Lucklin, there we go. So that's your artwork for Shadows of Lucklin expansion that came out on EverQuest 1. Which came out... early 2000s? Maybe. There is another one, which is Kunark. There's the artwork for that, which is Rise of Kunark. These paintings. And then I'll show you the bar. So that's the bar, the tavern that we made. Just kind of using what do they call these? Yes, counters. So we made our own little counters, bar counter type things, countertops, and did those. So that's that, and then it's got the pillars. So it's all made out of individual pieces, just kind of Lego together. Disco time. It is a little bit, what is causing that? I think it's one of the Brel Day drinks. trying to figure out where it's coming from. Disco in medieval times. There it is. That is a row candle. If I stop the fireworks, that should calm it down a little bit. Yes, there we go. Someone's let off the fireworks inside. Yes, so it's all individuals. We made individual bars, individual barrels, cups, everything. This probably is where the item count went into, because every item in there is part of the item count. And then we just kind of stuck some, what are these? These are the orc ones, yeah. Tay did a lot of that. I'm showing you behind the curtains here because you can see you can see where the statue is just kind of sticking out, so that he looks like he's on top. And then I've added a few random bits onto the table just to give it like a little bar effect. There is a piano, however it's not playable. Can't be played, unfortunately. It's just for show. I think there is one that can be played. Probably have to pay for it. So the max count for items, for a haul, I don't know if you can see that. That's going to be really tiny. So let me read this out. It's placed items. So it's 750 counted items. Some things don't count, like the books. Some books don't count as items. And then you can put, because everybody was building their own houses within houses, the devs very kindly split the building blocks from actual items. And so it's 750 building blocks, which I can show you. So yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I don't think this is the Miss More Shiny one. Housing gets a little bit complicated of which items can be counted and which ones aren't. Some of them do count, some of them don't. If I examine, I think if it gives a status reduction, it will, and then other ones don't. This one is, this piano is a Miss More piano, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's the same one from the Shiny collection. There's a couple of pianos in game now, and they kind of reuse the same assets. So building blocks, I'm going to go to the shop because I'm not on my carpenter, so I'm going to go to the shop and show you the building blocks, which I need to remember where it is. Is it in housing? Housing building blocks. Show you a nice one, something that's actually going to show up. Maybe finished stone. Is that going to show up? Kind of, yeah. Yeah, kind of. See, it's better than showing you some black marble, which nobody's going to notice. You can kind of create your own houses, so you can kind of put pieces together. Best thing to do would be create a carpenter and then go through and then look at all the different blocks that you're able to. Don't just rely on the station cache, the daybreak cache one. You can make it for free. I'm just showing you these because I don't have access to my carpenter at the moment. I'm not on her. I could swap, but there's all different sizes of stones and blocks. Some have got, and then there's columns as well. So you can make some interesting items with the blocks, for sure. Don't think I have anything that's available. I'm trying to think if no, I don't think the yeah, I don't think she's available. See if anybody else has done anything, because what I can do is I can see if anybody's got any open guild halls I can have a sneak at. Let's see if we can visit somebody. Who should we visit? Who should we have a look at? No, didn't want to do that. We need to visit. See if anybody... Ooh, Crown of Thorns. They Combine Syndicate. They're going to throw insults at me because I'm a conjurer in Freeport. Don't worry about it. They're really not nice to you when you're... Yeah, just casually in the background just calling me scum. They're really not nice. That's showing you the thing. But yes, something about not being nice. Who shall we advertise? There was a house something or other. House Remorder? Maybe. Fingers crossed. There's nobody in here. just showing you casually, showing you some random guild halls. I'm trying to think who in the different guilds would have made something with their guild hall rather than just sticking everything in. Because sometimes you can go in and everything's just in the foyer and they haven't bothered with it. So I'm just going to test this one and then we'll see. This could go badly wrong. Yeah. Welcome to my home. Hello. Oh. Oh, here we go. Here we are. Somebody's made an effort. Oh my gosh. Right. Wow. So you know how I had the four different pieces and that this one's just been built out with I hope nobody's in here. Let's see if anyone's in here. Shh. Doesn't look like... No, it's just me. Okay, cool. I'm showing the chat. I do apologise if anything in chat was... I've not been paying attention to it. So yeah, House Remorder, I think... Yes, they are... I think they're based on vampire. They're, yeah, fungi everywhere. So it's a little bit sort of... Yeah, it's kind of built up. So there's one of your... basins. I think I showed that. Did I show that? What is it? No, Tupton Tad Pond. So... That's not working. The dressing room says no. But if I had it in the dressing room, you wouldn't be able to see the water. It would be just showing you 0. And then you can see the mushrooms here and the pitcher plant. And there's the mushrooms. Oh, these are your the fungi that sort of moved. We couldn't see all of them. So there's that fungi. I'm so glad I popped in. I thought they'd got this here still. But I was a bit like, oh, I don't know. Hopefully they've got it all. They've not got rid of it. They've killed a few different people, different raid bosses. So as you kill raid bosses, you get trophies of their heads. As Veneral Sathir, we finally go and kill him. Gynoc Multar, he's around. Just because you're a fun guy doesn't mean you're not a fun guy. I like that. That's a fun one. Definitely. I think that's Mayong's coffin up there. The vampire Mayong Mistmore. Yes. So you can kind of see what they've done with the different blocks and how they've... Don't think I can get up there. Maybe I can. It feels like they can. The stairs. Yeah, maybe we can. So these are some of the blocks as well here. These sort of... what are they called? Crude stone blocks. So they're made by people in the game. They're made by carpenters. And you can see what they are. Oh, some of them are a little bit janky. There we go. We're in. We're up. And you got your little Altarian spires there. Yeah, it's just kind of a mix of different places and pieces. Got a few more mushrooms actually. There's your mushroom. There's that mushroom, which is a huge mushroom. I mean, yes. And then that was one of the lime cap mushrooms. Yes, I like that huge mushroom as well. It's a very good one. You'll see a lot of those if you run around Faydark. That's what the Faydark mushrooms look like. Don't want to go too far in just in case. Have a little sneaky. have a little rec, see what else they've done. This feels... Oh. Ah, they've put some of the paintings up. That's a nasty soul, isn't it? Yes, Forgotten Goddess. When we get on to Sinking Sands, that's the goddess that we'll talk about there. When we get on to that. That's Venica there. I think she is... Yes, Queen Kristanos. So if you're in Neriak, that's what your queen looks like. I've got a few. So yes, I think it's a Neriak aligned guild. We've got kind of a one there. Yeah, you can kind of see the theming. It's plush, but we're going to take your head off if you go wrong. I do like it. It's a lovely theme. So there's a research library there with all the different books and places, things that you can collect. A little bit of cosy. They've got a fireplace with some stockings. It's cosy. I'm going to sneak down. One of these rooms is far more deadly. I am scared. Very cosy. There's Mayong Mistmore himself. Do I want to know what's behind the curtain? This looks like an office or a worship. Got an altar there. Is that... That's a dark floating candle. I think this is Inner Rock. Inner Rock, yes. Ooh. The mirrors work. You'd be pleased to know that mirrors work. That's somebody's throne. I'm not going to interrupt that. I'm going to leave that is. I'm sure they're... Oh. That's a dragon fighting ring. Yeah, that's yep, dragons. We've got baby dragons. I think these picked up in Frostfell. We've got baby dragons. If I examine, that's a young ice dragon plushie. There, that's what he looks like. It does look like they're kissing, yes. It does, it looks like they're play fighting. And this one is the fighting baby ice dragon. He's having a little wiggle. Dragons and mushrooms, that's all you need. It is. That's all you need. It's all the girl wants in life. Yeah. Kind of like a little fighting arena. Everyone went a bit mad for fighting arenas at one point. Had to have them. So that's one side. Oh, that's interesting. What's that? Oh, right. Okay, it's a trophy of somebody's weapon, I want to say. Yeah, it's another fighting trophy. Oh, they've created like a little aquarium just sat there. And then I'm just going to have a quick look on the other side now, I think. Oh, if you're arachnophobic, I'll try not to focus on the spiders too much. It's a snapper turtle. It is a snapper. It is a snapper for sure. That's Aiden's head. Yeah, we'll get to him eventually. Portal to the Arena of the Gods. Mayong Mistmore again. A shiny version of the Claymore. Yes, Claymore replica statue. There we go. So that's the thing that's out in the middle of Kenos and also in Antonica that we saw. Everyone's got to have a bar. So this is their version of a bar. So there's the... everyone seems to do the... It's almost like a club, I think, this one. The club bar. Because I think that's a pole there for certain people. For entertainment. We've got gambling tables. And a taller bar, I think, for the taller people. You've got a tinkered bar. Oh, that sounds really fun. With all the moving gadgets and gizmos. Oh, this is the one. Here we go. Will this one play a tune? ish, I think. This is your, so the one that plays a tune is called the repaired piano, if everybody remembers that. If you want a one that plays a tune, I think it's playing the old, it's playing some of the old music from EverQuest 1. That's not the Castle Mistmore one, no, I don't think it is. Yeah. Ooh, there seems to be a maze of some sort. It's like a little garden. I'm not going to go too far because I think they might jump scare. It feels like one of those places that they've got the thing that pops up in front of you, your face. Oh, you're looking at EverQuest 2. Is it worth it right now? I'd say yes. Let me get out of this guild hall before somebody finds me. When I'm not there. If you are new to EverQuest 2, I would say yes, have a look around, have a play about, pop in and see what it's all about, because you can have a look at free. Yeah, the music has changed. You can play free all the way up to level 110, so you can really have a look at everything that the game has to offer, including everything. So the one that's got the most people on is going to be Varsoon, which is the TLE server. However, everybody is at cap at level 80 and they're all doing the level 80 stuff. And it's kind of coming to the end of its life at the moment. There's going to be... Shush you. There's going to be a new TLE around about June. Which is why I say pick a random live server. Marjdul, Halls of Fate are normally your busier ones. They're the ones with the most people on. You just started playing yourself. Wow, we've got 2 people in here just started playing. So you ended up on the EU one. I think Thurgoden's the EU one. But yeah, Varsoon at the moment is probably got the most people on, so you will see people chatting around. However, they are all at cap, so you might be playing yourself. That sounded wrong. You might be playing with yourself, but I didn't mean it that way. You might be playing solo a little bit. And because it's a progression server, it's harder. It's a little bit trickier to get the experience to go up the levels. So that's why I say I recommend trying a live server, because you've got mercenaries, you've got better XP on the live servers, and you can kind of have a play around, see what the game's all about. You created a character on AB, nice. So there's new people around. So even if you want to join HC on AB and try and get a little group together, for sure, try that. See what your sort of your play times are at and things. And then when the next TLE opens up, you are just going to be annoying, aren't you? Once the next TLE opens up in June, swap to that, because that's where everybody will be, and we'll all be starting at the new. We'll all be starting level 1 and going up to 50. So you've got from now till June to really try out the different classes, the different races, the different classes I've already said, different trade skills, where everything is in the game and where everything. You try that out, and then you can hit the next time locked expansion server. Hello, welcome, join the group. But that's how I'd play it, is pop onto live, because if you hit 110 before June, that's really good going, type thing. If you want, and it's all free to play then. You can get a mercenary, you don't need to pay for anything really. If you wanted to then sub and try some of the higher levels, can do. It's kind of a different game when you get past level 100. You'll notice when you get to 100 and you do the quest to then get more experience. But again, I wouldn't worry until you get to level 100. I wouldn't run up there. I'd just chill out and see what the game is like and what it's got to offer and what you want to do. Because again, if you want to craft, that's a completely different... You can do it that. You don't have to touch anything else. I apologise for the Freeport residents. I am a Canosian. I might actually call home. Let's call home so he's not... That's right, we'll go row. We'll call somewhere else so I've not been called scum every 5 seconds. So welcoming. I am a good character in an evil city, essentially. So they're just... I'm Yes, it's still being supported by expansions. We had expansion 21 in November. We're getting expansions yearly. There is still an active dev team. They are very active. They're passionate about the game. They love the game. And they are literally here until, I don't know, until they retire, I think. Or they're forced out. Somebody turns the light off and locks the door behind them, kind of thing. But yeah, so we're still getting expansions. We had expansion 21, which sent us up to level 130. But yes, any questions, you're welcome to chat about it, ask about it. We can show you, no problem. Somebody will show you. It seems smaller, but because, yeah... the best server recommended for population. Oh, that is a good question. Personally, I'd look at your time zone, because obviously it's a worldwide. There's only 4 servers now, and it's worldwide. If you are European, oh, you same as me, GMT, right? Okay. AB's probably a little bit quieter for GMT. It's either going to be Skyfire, which is what the original free-to-play server merged into, or Marjdull. I think they're busier if you want to group with people and play with people. I'm personally on Antonia Bale, so I'll throw that out there for AB. AB is kind of your catch-all server, so all the TLE servers get thrown into AB. Yeah, Skyfire's busy. There is a EU one. Yes, there is Thurgadin. I'm not forgetting about Thurgadin, I promise. Thurgadin is currently down at the moment. Just for today, they are moving the server, like the actual physical server location, that is this the data set or something they've called it, but they're actually physically moving the server from one place to another, but it'll still be in the Netherlands, but they're moving location of it. So at the moment, Thurgadin is going to go down for a good 24 hours, just to put that out there. I think it's going down sometime tomorrow for a good 24 hours. I'll double check the servers. But yeah, have a look on the forums on there. But yeah, not much ping issue. There was a little bit of a ping issue if you were in Russia or China, but obviously there's the reasons behind that. That was the only people who were having ping issues. RP on AB is smaller than it used to be. It's still there, it's still active. You're going to have to look into the RP channels to get that. And I'll probably do a full RP discussion there. There's still people. It's a lot smaller, but there is still people going on. There's one on a Sunday night, I think. Something Travellers Tavern. Or they used to be. That's still going. But yeah, role-playing is still going on. For sure. If you are coming into roleplay, have a look around at the lore, read up on a few of the books, that sort of thing. Kind of immerse yourself into the world. Just because people have been around for a while and they'll know. If you don't know the lore, they'll ask you a question. They'll switch to Thexian or something. They'll ask you a question. If you don't know Thexian, you'll be sat there going, I don't understand what you just said. But sure, it's still, everything's not there. So that's a different way of playing, is role playing. There's crafting if you want to do that. There's house decorating. I've just done a huge, oh god, it's been over 2 hours on decorating and housing there. Yeah, it's just there's like 5 different, there's raiding. Let's not forget raiding. Somewhere in there's raiding. And then there's questing as well if you wanted to do all the quests and stuff. So yeah, just go for it. Whatever you want to do in this massive sandbox world is available. Even if you didn't want to go in and fight stuff, there's loads of stuff you can do. It's amazing. It's just this little world that you can make your own, basically. It will keep you busy, for sure. And if you didn't want to do that, and if you wanted actual goals, there are achievements that you can get in your journal. There's a whole great big load of achievements that you can look at and complete. So the only reason you'll need to sub is if you want to go past level 110, if you wanted to head up to that end. And if you wanted to sort of raid, hit that sort of high groups, or if you wanted to go onto the TLE. Like I say, at the moment the TLE is coming to its end. So even if you did sub now, it's not going to show the TLE at its best. If that's what you want to do, go for it. I'm not stopping you, not wanting to put you off. 100% sub, go onto the TLE, have a look around. It's just everybody's at level 80. They're all logging on to grind the hunters 1 or 2 times a day, and that's all they're doing, so it looks quieter than it should be. Just because people are coming to the end of its life. There is a new one, obviously. Once they announce a new one, everybody kind of stops bothering logging in. A few people do. You've got the hardcore people that are still logged in. So 100% go for the TLE. It's something I'll be going for. It's something I always play on. It's not at the moment. Does that make sense? It's almost like coming into the end of the football season and being sort of like, okay, I'm on 0 points. Everybody at the top is on sort of, hundreds of points. How do I get up there in this small amount of time? I've got to really work for it. And you may burn out a little bit, especially if you're new. It's a lot of information to take in a small amount of time. Which is why I say, have a look on the live servers. They're a bit quieter, but you grab yourself a merc and you can have fun. Just go around and smash stuff. That's what I do. Over level, go back, smash things. Fair enough time to download everything. Oh, for sure. You can have a right look at things. You can have a look at the different expansions that came out, because obviously TLE will do expansion per expansion. So they'll start with the Shattered Lands, and then they'll do this one, the Sinking Sands, and then they'll go up expansion by expansion type thing. So yeah, harder to cope with, I think, sometimes, but easy to have a look on live. But yes, that's it. Oh yes, HC Sermon's going on. Oh, they're on AB. There's one character. So again, if I'm not on, there'll be other people around. Just say hey in the channels, or whoever. Have a look for us. We'll see. We'll be on for sure. Right. I think I've held you up enough. I got talking about this. But yes, download, have a try. I'm next back on Friday. I'm doing EverQuest. That's my challenge in between. 100% join AB. You can have different characters on different servers. It's not like you've got to choose one or the other. It's not like Horde or Alliance. You can have as many characters on different servers as you want. I've got about 30 odd characters, and they're scattergunned across different servers. They really are. So there's no limit. Have a look on. You can have different character. You can have character per server, and just log on and play on the different servers. See which one suits you. See who's around active at your play style, your play time. Especially if you've only got limited time and you want to find a guild. Make a different character on each server, and then you can just see who's around. Pick 1 or 2 days. Obviously weekend is going to be more active than Monday morning or something, so that sort of thing. Have a try. You've got now until June to figure it out. June's your cut off. Because June will all be lumping on this new TLE. We'll all be heading over there. You've got until then to get an expert of it. But sure, yeah, it's have a play around, see what you think. Like I say, I'm next back on Friday. I'll get my days right soon. And if you have any questions, note them down, pop in, ask me questions. I'm happy to take time out to answer them, show you different things, show you where everything is, or just show you through a zone or how to get to different places, for sure. But yeah, it's fun. Once you realise, once you get it, you're off and you're sorted. Once everything makes sense, go for it. Try different classes, see which ones you want. It's one of these that's the original, like the typical group setup. So you've got tanks, you've got melee, you've got casters, you've got healers, that sort of thing. So you've got traditional roles, and who you want to be and what you want to be. Try them all. Buffers, yes, there's buffers as well, Rain. Thank you for saying that. Yes, there's your bards. I'm trying to say dirge and bard at the same time. Your birds. You've got dirges and bards at the same. You got dirges and troubadours, which make up your bards. But yes, and then you can just have a play around, see who you think, see what you fancy, what takes your interest, what you're gonna have fun of doing. Because if you can't have fun while playing, what are you doing? What are you doing it for? Yes. Yeah, for sure. Right, okay. Is anybody else playing this game? Let's have a look. Who can I send you over to? I think I'm still recording on YouTube, so thank you I'm just going to say goodbye to YouTube. So I do appreciate YouTube. It's very nice. It's lovely for you to join us. Thank you so much, and I'll see you again in the next episode, YouTube. Thank you. Goodbye.